I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League, give you some technical insight into, with over my 20 plus years of coaching experience, none of that fan ranting nonsense and picking biases of teams and opinions and that rubbish, actually teaching you something that's going on in the game of football. Now, we've got a couple of things going on here. As we well know on this channel, someone's telling somebody what to do, so we know in the next 5 seconds there's going to be a goal. Right. First off, Everton aren't the exactly most disciplined team. Okay. So when you've got a player that's got all this time and space in the world to pick out a forward pass, and it's not a great forward pass, it's not a bad one, it's just a half decent forward pass. But the main difference here is Nottingham Forest have got 2 players. They're not playing up front together, but they are up front together. And this is the difference when you've got all this, playing 4-3-3s nowadays and not 4-4-2s. There's a whole reason behind that, by the way, which I'm going to cover in one of my coaching courses upcoming, probably in the March international break, because there's so much information to explain to people. And the main real reason, if you go through all of the stuff and you have to get to the end of it, is they can't coach it anymore. They don't know. So when you get a player that's drifted in from out wide, up front to play with a striker, it makes it a massive problem for defenders to deal with. Because normally what they do, and you'll hear this about hold-up play of strikers, what does that mean? The first touch of that striker has to be crisp and clean. The second touch needs to, be able to keep it away from the defender, and he needs to be able to hold it up. What's really easy if he has someone next to him, and his first touch is to give it to the other guy. He's already held the ball up. They don't do that anymore. There's a million reasons why, which I will be explaining. But just watch this go forward here. This is so good. Knocks it on. It's probably one of my favourite goals so far this season, because football's simple. Coaches try to overcomplicate it, sound important. Ex-players try to make out that it's all this rocket science and brain surgery, and it's not. What you do is you get the ball and you give it to your striker, and he kicks it into the net box. As fast as you can get the ball and give it to the striker so he can have a shot and kick it in the net box, the better you are. That's pretty much it. Everything else is just fluff. And I know it gets more complicated, but I'm trying to make it a bit fun. Right, so here comes this ball, and Everton haven't gone with their runners. You can see that the actual break here, where these guys should be back here, just ghosted in. I think it's Woods, Ward or Woods, I can't remember. Just ghosted in behind him here, and he's just knocking it down to his teammate. Absolutely fantastic. I think this guy is Langer, used to play for Man United, plays out on the right-hand side. He's probably so happy he's still not at United. And all he's got to do is give him the ball and then see what he does with it. And what he does is he gives it to him, he gives it back. Fantastic. And you can see that the defenders have got no chance because everything is played first touch here. So they can't really react to it. They're in sort of no man's land as well. They're running back towards their own goal. They're not even close. They can't make a challenge to the guy because they're running back. They're not running with the guy. There's a difference. Running back or running with the player. They're not running with the player. They're running back. So now you've just got, have you got the composure to knock it over little tiny dinosaur hands in goal and do a quality finish? Yes, he does. Takes a little bit of a bounce, scoops it up, and gets himself a goal. Fantastic finish, really is. But it's all about just simply, when the ball goes forward, he knocks it to his teammate and he gives it to him back. How simple is that? Football can be a very, very simple game. I'm just going to show you another little clip here from Notts Forest because they do something else that I really like. Their wide players don't just stay out wide, hugging the touchline. And there is a time and a place for that. But he just makes an inside run and then the other just goes, okay, mate, I'm just going to put it in the space and you go deal with it. See what comes of it. Off you go, have a bit of a play, puts it into the space, boom. Now he doesn't get a goal here, but it's brilliant. And it makes the other defenders scared about coming in. Look, you can see the striker has come in and pulled them in towards the ball, and the space is in behind, and he's put the ball into it and said, off you go, have some fun, see if you can get yourself a goal. Doesn't, but I do like that play, and not just trying to pass it wide and trying to keep possession to structure a shot that we may get. No, straight away, the space is created, they're manipulating the space and using it to their advantage really, really quickly. And the other thing that happens when you do this, you're still defensively sound because you haven't had to put extra players forward and leave yourself exposed at the back to create an overload in an area. Why are you creating an overload in an area where you already have the space to put the ball into? Yeah, we'll save that for another time though. Let's move it on. As we can see, another challenge. This is just another long ball loop forward, which is fantastic because this time the defender's actually trying to do something and defend it, but it's still not over then because he has to get it to a blue shirt. He does, but also I want you to try and watch the Everton's body shape and body language of how that they are sort of adjusting to this when this comes down. Because these two guys here really couldn't care less. His pass is terrible and his reaction is awful. And lets this little guy in here just try to create an opportunity. They scored from this opportunity. Spoiler. But watch this. Knocks it down. Now they've got to deal with it. Okay, you can see the space. He's put it into the space. This should be simple. No way should a goal scoring opportunity come from this, but it does. And this is where it comes from. He's first to the ball, and all he's got to do is make a pass to his teammate. But watch his teammate's reaction. Look how far this guy is away. He has no business of getting anywhere near this ball here. All right, and this is really down to fundamentals of pace on the ball, action, like this, just basics. And it's just not sort of ingrained enough at the highest levels. When you're under the cosh, you need to make sure that that pass is perfect and it's not as casual as this. Watch this. Casual little pass. He starts backing up. Goodness knows why. What are you doing? You're in danger. Well, why he doesn't know is because he's never taken a look to see that this guy is coming in. He is just focused on the ball. He hasn't had a little look on the other side. Doesn't know he's coming. And he's just sitting there waiting. If you ever played football, you would have known, doesn't matter what level it is, don't wait for the football. Go to the ball. No, this is the Premier League. And we've got a defender sitting there waiting for the ball, hoping that no one's going to come in and nick it from him. Guess what they do? They come in and they nick it from him. So as he moves this forward, look, boom. Do you see his like panic? Goes all over the place. So now he suddenly realised, oh, I'm playing football and I need to do a thing. Mate, it's too late. It's all too late. It's over in a blink of an eye, and that is lack of concentration and just poor effort. He needs to be better. But it's not over yet. This guy completely finds a striker, completely and utterly finds it easily, absolutely easily. As he does, though, watch everyone collapse and go over to the ball as in comes the back post. Makes it simple. I think this is Gibbs White. I actually do like Gibbs White as a player. I think he's highly underrated. And by the way, if you want to know why I call people kiddies or this guy here, because that's just how I talk, get over it. I don't care how old you are, whatever you're doing, I'll still call you a kiddie, and that's just how I talk. Deal with it. So he finds this kiddie over here, and he's just got to find the net box, and he does. But it's not just that simple. The weight of this pass has to be on point, because if it isn't, he misses the opportunity. He does get the weight of the pass right, so when he's running onto it, it's just simple for him. Boom. He does a great little Cruyff turn, gets himself out of trouble. If that ball's hit too hard, he has to take that on first time, and maybe the defender gets there and stops him taking that shot. So because of the weight of that pass, it gives him options. And his options are, I'm better than you, I've got a bit of ability, and he uses it well, cuts inside, finds himself, the back of the net. Well done, mate. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.